Redo You, the podcast that teaches you tools and strategies so you can build the confidence to rediscover and reinvent yourself. With me, Emma Hull, your favorite life coach. Each week, I'll introduce a concept that you can implement right away so you can live your most authentic life. Let's get started. Hello, beautiful goddess. As we move into the holiday season, it is definitely a wonderful time of year. And the truth is, it can also be lonely. And so on today's episode of the Redo You podcast, we're going to dive into exploring loneliness during the holiday season and how you can turn that around as an opportunity. Just like I'm always telling you, seeing that life is happening for you, not to you. So let's dive in. First of all, I want to take a moment to acknowledge that it's quite normal to feel loneliness during the holidays. So know that you are not alone in this experience. We've got all kinds of messaging from advertising and social media telling us that we should be in community, going to all these parties, having a great time with family. Know that that's a marketing message. That's not what you have to do. But because we're seeing that a lot, it kind of can make you feel somehow that perhaps you're inadequate. That's not the case, beautiful. You're not at all. If you do find yourself feeling lonely, take a moment to acknowledge those feelings and do so with kindness and compassion, as always. And perhaps take your journal and consider, what is it that you are craving right now? Loneliness can often show up sort of as like an emptiness, but if you stop and actually dive down and think about, what is it that you're craving? What are you looking for? And bringing that level of self-awareness can help you then to have compassion for yourself, but also help you to figure out, what is it that you would like to do to counteract what you're experiencing, but also allowing you to accept what you're experiencing. We don't always have to change how we're feeling. Sometimes it's a beautiful thing to sit in whatever you are feeling. A few suggestions of practices that you can try. Gratitude is always a great one. Sit down and think about, look around and look for 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment. Maybe that's your cozy cup of coffee. For me, perhaps it's Johnny Cash, who's sleeping on the couch watching me, and fresh snow outside. Picking 3 things to be grateful for helps to reassure us and give you those little boosts of dopamine and things like that. Oxytocin is another one to help lift your feelings. Another thing that you can do is you could engage in a random act of kindness. Maybe you give a compliment to a stranger. Perhaps you send a nice text message to a friend, or maybe you go out and volunteer somewhere. Engaging in acts of kindness, again, also helps to lift your spirit and helps to build that feeling of a sense of connection, a sense of belonging, which often is where that loneliness is coming from. You could also consider, are there activities that maybe you could join in? There might be, maybe there's carol singing going on in your community. Perhaps there's a Christmas market that you could go to. Have a look and see what activities are going on and look for ways to connect with other people. And then you can also take this as an opportunity to really connect with yourself. Carrying on from that journaling exercise of thinking about what is it that you're looking for, diving a little bit deeper into maybe spending some time hanging out with yourself, celebrating the fact that this is an opportunity that you are on your own, and really enjoy that time with yourself. Perhaps you take yourself on a date. I can't remember which number it is, I'll throw it in the show notes, but there's an episode where I talk about dating yourself. Maybe you enjoy spending the time giving yourself a pedicure or curling up on the couch and watching your favorite movie. Invite this as an opportunity to connect deeper to yourself and enjoy the quiet and the solace. Whatever you try, know that feeling lonely is quite normal, whether it's at the holidays or any other time of year. And your loneliness doesn't define you. Your feelings never define you, beautiful. It's temporary. Everything is temporary. This whole life is temporary. Your feelings of loneliness are temporary, as are your feelings of joy in a moment when you're out having fun. Everything is temporary. Embrace it, enjoy it, live your life fully. And I lost myself at the end there I had a brilliant thought and it went. I will leave it there. I love you. Happy holidays.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Redo You podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate and review and tell a friend, because together we rise even higher. See you next Friday.